Hello, everyone.
What's good? What's good,
I'm Digger Jim. This is my
brother John?
brother John, and we are here today to show you our comic haul that we got at Heroes Con. Yeah, it was a blast. We finally got to meet some people that we chat with all the time, and you know, I was so excited to get to meet Mark and hang out with Southpaw Brad and Marcus from Circumstances. I mean, all of the guys. We got a brief meeting with TJ Flash by Night. Got to hang out with him for a minute or two. Hung out with
Big
gosh, who
Lion
else?
Cat,
Big Lion Cat.
Pocan
Absolutely.
Joe,
Pocan Joe,
Remy and Angel, which is
Remy and Angel.
wonderful. Always
Yep.
nice to see the two of them.
Yep. And
And
it was
Pops. That was the big thing for me, getting
yeah,
to hang out
Pops
with Pops Attic.
gotten
Man,
dropped some serious knowledge on us with that. I
telling you,
mean,
man.
you know this book, and I was like, I don't, but I do now. And he's showing me the
Yeah,
stuff.
man,
What's up,
those
Brad? What's up, Mark? What's up,
be
Brad?
red.
B Red.
Appreciate you guys
Anyway,
jumping on.
yeah, we're just gonna show you what you got. I don't know. Brad was with me. Actually, you know what? Do you want to go first? Or you want me to go first?
Yeah, I don't have as much as you, so I'll go first
Okay.
because I
All
didn't
right.
really buy anything. I just got mainly signatures, uh,
Let me
which is
see if
that's kind of my thing. I don't. I was kind of low on funds. So this con for me was about getting some signatures and spending some time with some cool people, and that's the main thing. Jim had already mentioned a bunch of them, um, and it was just that was the best part of the experience for me is getting to hang out with all these folks we chat with online and connect with, and being able to meet them in person,
oh
like
yeah, and
especially
Chip.
and Chip
We didn't even.
Gettler.
I know. Look, and we're both wearing. This was
Or,
not planned.
yeah,
This was not planned.
right.
I put this on to go and walk around the neighborhood with the wife, and he put his on. We don't even live in the same state for crying out loud. And then I got
Mhm.
like 5 minutes before we got on, I was like, "Oh crap, we got the same shirt on."
Yeah,
But
that's that twin thing kicking in.
yeah, that twin thing. Yeah, that lady at the restaurant's like, "Are y'all twins?" John's like, "No, man, I just met this dude. He said he'd treat me to breakfast."
That's right.
She was like, "For real?" But
So
yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
show them
yeah,
what
I'm
you
going to
got.
jump in because I know we don't want to keep this too long and we don't want to hold people up. I'm going to start though, and I think you got these two, right, Jim? These uh, Spark
I
books.
did.
So there was this artist James Lyle who does these books, and he had a guy walking around was going, "Hey, you want some free comic books?" Uh, you know, which sounds a little sketchy, but that's candy. Candy's not my jam, but free comic books, yeah, I'll check it out. So he had these three books, um, this Spark series, and I have not had a chance to read them, but Mr. Lyle was nice enough to sign all of them, which was put a little. I don't know if you can see it down there. Put a little signature on them, and
The artwork
I'm
looks
actually
pretty good.
interested to check them out because they're done in conjunction with uh, a facility called Cornerstone or Centerstone
Cornerstone
that provides mental health and addiction services, and crisis care kind of counseling and stuff like that. So, uh,
might be good.
yeah, it might be good. And it's, whether the story's good or not, I'm glad they're doing that promotion because that sounds like services that people need right now. So, you know, that was a good deal. So all three of them for free, and he signed them. So of course, it wasn't free. He got me over, and he said there was no obligation, but I threw a little money in the Centerstone uh, facilities donation jar. So you can check them out at centerstone.org/comics if you so choose. Let's see. Next up, I'm going to just go real quick on this because this was probably one of my favorite uh, moments of the whole convention. I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way. You guys have all been talking about Murder Falcon and how great it is, and I'd never had a chance to read it. I just thought it was the coolest name of a book I'd ever heard. Mark, Legion of Comics, had raved about it, and he was nice enough to send his trade of it to Digger Jim. And Jim read it and raved about it, and he brought it with him to the convention. And he said, "Dude, you got to read this." And Friday night, I stayed up all night and read the whole thing front to back, and was just blown away. And It was really cool because Daniel Warren Johnson was there, and I got to go on Saturday and go and talk with him, and just tell him how this book affected me and how great it was. And just He was just such a chill guy, so cool. It just kind of real, not a hippie, but just real laid back, almost had a surfer vibe to him. But he was like also just really excited that the book was touching people and affecting people. So he was nice enough to sign the inside of that. That's his signature up at the top, and then he did that dope remark of Murder Falcon.
Yeah, that remark's sick.
It is sick. But I talked to him about it, and I told him, and I'm going to figure something out, because Mark thought this book was so strong and meant so much that he passed it on to someone else, and he didn't want it back. His intention was that it be passed on to someone else, and Jim passed it to me. So even though it's got this sweet signature and this sweet remark, I'm going to probably pass it along to somebody else so they can read it, somebody that hasn't read it yet.
I mean, it really hits you in the feels. I mean, just when you think you're thinking it's going one way, boom, he flips the script on you, and you're like, what? No way. But it just, for me personally, it was, when Mark sent it to me, it was, I read it, and then I want to say maybe a week or so later, one of my good friends had a situation happen to him where his son passed away from cancer, and it really made me hit then, because that it plays a part in the book. So yeah, it's a great book. I highly recommend you guys get it. He's doing Do a Power Bomb, which I have not picked up, but I'm sure I could get it at my LCS. What's up, Chop? I didn't say Chop and Job.
Yeah, I don't know how you highlight the comments, my man. But
right.
I don't have the power.
Yeah, I have.
There you go. So yeah, that was great. I'll pass that along to somebody else, because it's just the perfect. I told him it's kind of just the perfect mix of silly and poignant. That it kind of walks a line. It's really enjoyable, and really a strong story, and you connect with the characters. Some of these are going to be hard to see just because, most everybody was using a black marker on books. Just because he was there and I wanted the experience of meeting him and talking to him, I got this Spider-Man 2099 number 3, and right there across the crotch, you can see there's some Rick Leonardi. I don't know if Rick thought that was hilarious or if he was just annoyed. He's like, man, you bring me issue number 3, but I brought it because I thought that was a dope looking, Spider-Man
there. He could have put that anywhere, but he didn't. Yeah, he didn't do a good
here where you
could
see it. I guess he didn't want to mess up any of these cool faces that he did all around the thing.
Probably. He might be fed up with the book for all we know.
Yeah. So that was one I picked up, and I went and saw Craig Rousseau, who I'm a big fan of from these books here, from his work in Impulse.
Yeah.
And he worked on this book some with everybody, with William Messner Loebs, Mark Waid. So he signed both of these, and you can see there, and this one he signed.
I must not have been with you on that one.
No, you were in line for scouting. Right there below Jesse Quick. And that's why I had this one done, because I like Jesse Quick. And I had this one done because I thought that Comics Code deal was kind of funny.
What is Wagner doing?
He's just rubbing his ears. I don't know what his deal is. I see you, boy. But right next to him was another kind of 90s throwback, and that was Todd Dizzago, who's a writer. And he said he did a little bit of like Young Justice one-shots and things like this. And one of the things he did was when they did DC did the Girl Frenzy.
Yeah.
He did The Secret. He was the writer on that. And he signed that down there. And he was a nice guy. I felt a little bad because not many people were going by to say hello. And it's not like when you're a writer, you get to sit around and work on commissions,
right?
That people give you and draw stuff. You're just kind
Right.
of sitting there going, "Hey, you want to check out this indie book I'm doing," or that kind of thing. But he was a nice dude, and was kind of interesting that he thought it was interesting that I brought that because he hadn't seen it in a while. Uh, so that was kind of cool. Another the one of the big ones for me uh, was Carl Kessel, and I
Oh
went by and
yeah.
saw him, got
Yeah.
him to sign my Superboy number
Superboy.
one. Too much glare. Sorry about that.
You don't have that number 9, do you, with King Shark?
I do, but I didn't want to. I didn't want to mess with it.
You don't want to put any signatures on it.
Yeah, I didn't want to put a signature on
I
it. I
get
don't
it.
know. That's just kind of this is the one that started it, so I went with that.
Yeah, it's
And
fine.
then he was really cool because I got him to sign um, my copy of Final Night number one, and he did that down at the bottom. And then I got him to sign the other one that I have, and he signed it right down there in the same place. And he was like, "Are you going to be selling one of these?" He said, "I thought you were going to be selling one of these." I was like, "No, I'm not selling anything. These are mine." He's like, "You just did that because the one has the barcode and one has the DC logo." I was, "That's right." I said, "If I won't sell them. If I do anything, I might give one away, or something like that." But
Yeah.
I said, "I don't have the energy to sell stuff." And he laughed
Hey,
at that. But he
Pops.
he was a cool guy. Um,
Pops knows.
right across from him, I
Hey, Kyle.
um, went and saw Mike McCone and got him to sign the first issue of Exiles, and he did that right down there on Blink's
Yeah.
front side there. Um, and he was a cool guy, but he was mind deep in whatever it was he was drawing, a commission he was doing, because he
Yeah.
basically just looked up and said, "Hey, thanks for coming by," sign, and then right back to right head down, right back to drawing. So I don't know if he was on a time crunch.
Yeah, they get
Um,
that way sometimes.
and then I got him to sign this Teen Titans because this I just really like this cover, and he signed it down there. And this is Teen Titans number 4 that he did in that setup with Jeff Johns, and all of like the first 5 were individual character pictures
Right.
like this. There was one for
Right.
Wonder
Right.
Girl, one and so forth. And I like just with the green and everything. I like this Robin one the best, so I took him that, and he was a good guy. So just very busy. Then you, my awesome brother, were nice enough to go by and see Mark Bagley and get him to sign this new Warriors number 1. And you can't see it too well, but there it is
Yeah, I
right
was to
there,
say, where'd he sign it? Oh, yeah,
right
right
there.
up there.
And he was one of the ones that you could pay
Yeah.
like $10 for a signature, or he'd do it for free if he could customize it. So it says
Right.
to John, which is fine
Oh,
with me. I don't care. Like I said, I'm not selling it.
right.
And if I do, I'll just find somebody else named John who wants it, and go with that. So I didn't get to meet him. You did. So
Yeah,
hopefully he was a cool guy. I
he
appreciate you
was.
doing that.
Yeah, he
Um,
was.
excuse me. And then another one of my big ones to go and get was Tony Harris was there. Um,
Was he the
and
creepy one?
yeah, he was not the friendliest of fellas, but
No, that dude was
I was
creepy.
able to go in. These are 2 of my Starman covers, and it's hard to pick just a couple that are favorites of mine. But I love this one here, and he was nice enough to sign it. And then this one here with the Justice League on it, I like it. He signed that down at the bottom. Um, and then, come on, focus up. And
Yeah.
then since he was there as well, I went by, and you can see it better this way.
Oh,
Um,
here we go.
you can see better this way. Since the inker was there, I went by across the side there. You could see it was signed by Wayne Von Grawbadger, which is
Raw Badger.
just my favorite name in comics. He signed that one, and then he did the same. I'm going to turn it over so you can see he did the same on that one. Wade Von Grawbadger. So,
Yeah.
uh, if I could get James Robinson to sign the 2 of these, I will be all set. I'll have the whole
We'll have
group.
the trifecta.
Yep. And then next, my other big one, and this guy was the coolest. I mean, he was just for as long as he's been doing it. I would have to say that Daryl Banks is
Oh,
probably
yes.
still one of the people that is most excited about being able to do comics for a living.
Yeah.
he just had a genuine enthusiasm and joy just to talk to people about stuff. And I got him to sign this one because this is the one that kicked off the whole women in refrigerators bit. And he was fun to talk to about that because he talked about his original submission that he sent in. The refrigerator was open and it showed the body there fully intact but not alive. And they said, oh, no, you can't show that. So they made him redraw it with the refrigerator door closed and just a foot hanging out. And he said that made it worse.
Right.
They approved it, but that made it worse because then everybody in their mind went, a body can't fit in the fridge unless you cut it up. So then everybody just took it to the next level and said, she's cut up in there. He was like, no,
that's exactly what.
She was just folded up neatly. I promise.
Now, that was the beginning of the new Green Lantern, right?
Yeah, this is so this
Kyle
is 54
Rayner.
and 51 was the first issue of the new Green Lantern.
Now, was that his girlfriend? What was that?
That was his girlfriend, Alex DeWitt.
Alex DeWitt.
So, and then I also got him to sign this newer one, which is this dope ass cover you sent me.
Oh, I love
this
that
Icon and Rocket, this variant, and he put his Banks right up there between Icon's hands there. And he was he really liked this cover. He said he enjoyed working on it and doing it. And he thought the Hi-Fi guys did amazing. He was real pleased with that, and it did.
I wish I'd have brought mine. I didn't think about it. Yeah, I didn't think about bringing mine.
Yep.
Sign that one.
And then the big one for me, I'll go with the last was Roy Thomas was there. He was only there on Saturday. Came in for one day, and I went to see him in the morning when he first got there, and I waited in line for about an hour or so. And then they came along and said, Roy's going to a panel. He has to leave. And I was like, what? And they were like, yeah, you'll just have to come back later. I was like, well, you could have given us that heads up. So I was a little frustrated. So I went and did some other stuff. And then I went back after his panel ended, and the line was twice as long. And they were like, we've capped it. So we're not letting anybody else get in line. So I just gave up and didn't worry about it until later. I went back by there about, 4:30, closer to the end of the day. And there was like one person in line. So I just jumped in behind him. And so I got him to sign my Young All-Stars #1 down there.
Spidey.
And my Infinity Incorporated #1.
Man.
Right there at the bottom. And then this All-Star Squadron, which is the first appearance of the Infinity Incorporated. He did it right up there on the logo. And he was super cool, such a nice guy, especially after, he went to that panel and he came right back, and that was lunchtime. He didn't have lunch. They brought him a salad and he kind of nibbled at it, I think, but he didn't leave until everybody got, some time with him and their signatures done. And there were people dropping boxes up there.
Yeah, I think that's what my only complaint about that whole thing is. I think there should have been some control over how much you were able to, do. Right. 10 books max, that type of thing.
Well, and that's what he had
to keep the line moving.
He said that it said basically that he was working in conjunction with this animal shelter, and he would sign up to 10 books for free, but would appreciate a donation to this animal shelter. Anything over 10 books would be $10 a book.
Yeah.
But there were still people just dropping stacks of books in front.
Oh, yeah, they don't care because they're going to throw them up on eBay.
Right.
Dirty flippers.
He was a really nice guy, and it was, he's one of my heroes. And he was excited because I pulled this Infinity Incorporated out, and he kind of nodded his head, and then I gave him the Young All-Stars, and he was like, whoa, haven't seen this one in a while.
Right.
And then he just started flipping through it and looking at it.
Yeah, you did what Mark did with JR, sending that amalgam and whatnot. Oh my God, he's going because that's probably not a book he gets all the time.
Yeah, I said, I love this series. I have the whole run, and he looked at me and he went, "Well, there aren't that many of them." he knows it was canceled. Nobody,
nobody got it.
Yeah, so those were my big gets. Those were my big gets in terms of signatures. I didn't really buy anything. I got these from you, which was super nice of you, filling some holes on my Legion of Superheroes run.
$3 a piece, man. How can you not, how can you not get them. I mean, they've put in your fill in your run of Legion of
Right.
Superheroes.
Yep. So I
So
appreciate you doing that. I'm
yeah.
gonna fill some more holes on that and enjoy those as well. But yeah, that was about it for me. Like I said, the experience of meeting everybody was probably my favorite part. It was really cool.
Right on. Right on.
And definitely want to do this again at some point if we can.
All right. Let's see if I can.
Oh, and I did get another thing, but we're not going to talk about it other than I did some kind of a trade deal to get something for somebody in the community. And there'll be an update on that later, but
Yeah.
just throw
Y'all have
that
to
mystery out there.
stay tuned. All right. Let's see if we can flip me around. All right. So right off the rip, I'm going to show you a couple of things that I got. Um, this is going out to my boy Scott, Hoarder's Hide. It's a Heroes Con exclusive, a bunny mask, and you can't see it because, again, Andrew Muti signed it, but he signed it in black. I don't understand these guys. So Hoarder's Hide's getting that. When we were standing at the Aftershock booth, we were just looking at. Mark was just talking the guy up, talking about We Live and all these different books, and I asked about one called Dogs of London, and I said, "Can you tell me about it?" And he said, "Well, it's sort of like a mob 1960s mob book." I said, oh, "Okay," and then he kind of looked at me and he said, "Hold on," and he went and he pulled out a book and he said, "This one's got a ding right here. You can have this one for free." I'm Oh, it's right on this side. It's just barely a bend, and he just gave me the book, and
Nice.
I read it. It's really good. I may end up having to pick it up, but yeah, those two were the free. Plus the one John's already showed you guys about Spark, so we won't go into that again. But here are the books that I got uh, signed. So Ron Wilson did a lot of art. He was did a lot of art back in the day, and to me, he's the one that drew the Thing the best. And I got him to sign Thing #1.
Nice.
And yeah, I met him years back at a smaller con, and we talked for a while. I really liked. He just had a positive attitude, even though he doesn't work really in the industry as much anymore. He still goes out to cons and he still gets, he'll take signatures, and I don't mind paying for that because he's not in the game anymore. Then
Yeah.
I went to see Scotty like everybody else did. And I got the Spider Woman. I got the Spider Gwen, which I just think these two were the funnest. That's why I got them. I got Strange Academy #2 signed by him. Um, I almost think sometimes, and I can't remember who said this, but somebody said that they think his writing is almost better than his art, and I tend to agree because I love Strange Academy, and he does an excellent job with it. And this is #1, so those, I believe that where'd it go? Yeah, those were all I got from Scotty. I did 5 books, and that was all I needed. I too went and saw Mr. Leonardi and got him to sign my Spider-Man 2099 right there.
No crotch.
No crotch shot. He signed it on the border like he was supposed to.
Nice.
I don't know why he dissed you so bad, but whatever. So the first day we were there on Friday, Southpaw Brad was hanging out with us, and the first guy we went up to was Bob Hall, and I wanted to get I had 2 books I wanted to get signed by Bob Hall. And what's up, Chris? And so Brad and I are standing, and there's a guy in front of us, and he has a suitcase, like a little roll suitcase. And he's talking to Bob Hall, and I'm like, okay, he must be telling him, I thought maybe he was ordering a commission. And Brad said, is he ordering a commission? I was like, I don't know what he's doing. So finally, he unzips the suitcase, and I swear to you, pulls out this freaking omnibus that's like, he said it was 16 pounds. It's like the Gutenberg Bible. It was like
Yeah.
huge. And he plops it down and he wants a signature from Bob Hall because he opens it up and there's like tons of signatures in there.
Yeah, he was right there next to Carl Kessel.
And
Bob and him too.
I was like, holy cow. But then he continued to talk for like 20 minutes. It's felt like forever. And I was like, man, am I just going to have to go away and come back? I mean, I don't mean to be rude, but dude, there are other people that want to get their signed. So finally, I was like, let me see if this helps. So I'm like leaning in and I'm like, can I see that real quick? And, trying to make my presence known. And finally, he says, oh, yeah, let me let other people go. So he puts his Bible away and walks away. And so this was the first book I got signed by Bob Hall because he did West Coast Avengers. It's just a little 4-issue miniseries. I think that's a dope cover. And I was just going to get one because it was $20 a signature. And he said, is that it? Is that all you want? I said, well, yeah, I mean, $20. I think one is enough. And he goes, oh, no, it's not $20. It's 10. And I'm like, well, that ain't what your sign says. And so he got up and came around. And he's like, oh, yeah, we got to change that. So he changed it to 10. And I said, well, all right, well, if it's 10 a piece, I'll get
I was like,
this
Bob Hall
champion.
slashing prices, everybody.
Yeah, Bob Hall slashing prices. So he signed this Champions. I'm kind of like you, John. I have the entire run of Champions, but I didn't want to put any signature on the front of that beautiful Champions #1.
Yeah.
So I just had him put it on there. This is pretty dope because you've got, Ghost Rider just totally thrashing Hercules. So he didn't realize the price was wrong, so it was kind of funny. So yeah, those were all the books. I didn't get a lot of signatures. I don't have the patience to stand in line. The line for Walt Simonson and Louise Simonson was huge. Now, I don't know why. I don't know if it's because maybe this is like their signature con, but I know pre-COVID, I could just, when they came to Baltimore, there was hardly nobody. You get like maybe 4 people and they would talk to you for like 30, 45 minutes. I know I walked up several times and got books signed that way. So, I don't know if people are just starting to be like, wow, the impact of Neil Adams passing away, George Perez passing away. I know it's a morbid thought, but they're not getting any younger. So look at this guy. Nick, we love you, baby. We miss Nick. I really was hoping that Nick would be able to go. Unfortunately, he wasn't able to make it, but we will catch up with Nick soon enough in some capacity. But that was all the books I got signed. So it wasn't as many as I had originally intended. I had this whole big box full of stuff. And then I was realizing that, you know what? There are not very many free signatures here, and I need to balance my budget. So with that said, I will go through some of the books that I bought, and I will save that one for last. So these are just some of the ones that are filler books, that are books that people have turned on to me. Mark said I need to read these. And I saw this one. Again, that little green sticker is an indicator of basically it was $3. I couldn't pass that up for $3. Machine Man #10. I think with the press and clean, this thing is, I don't know why it's $3. I feel like it's just,
I love the design on that cover.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man. That's sick. This one's for Gary B. I just thought that was cool. $3. Can't pass that up. All right, so I also have some silly ones in here. Centurions #1. I used to have to get up super early. I think I was probably like, I don't know, maybe 20, 21, and I was working at a printing company, and I had a really early shift, and this was the only thing that was on TV worth watching it. Like I usually was up watching it like 4:30 in the morning. So yeah. Nice. I'm going to Baltimore. It's pretty cool. Right on. Yeah, we know we'll see Joe in Baltimore. Got this. This is the second. It's Superman #1. It's the second Metallo. I don't think it's the first. I think it's like the second Metallo. But it's also my boy John Byrne. So had to get that. I'm kind of trying to pick up these Secret Origins. I got to go back and see how many there are. But you know, this one wasn't expensive. This was only like $5, so this was a good deal too. Some more goofiness. Welcome back, Kata, Mr. Kata. I don't know why. This was just an impulse thing. I thought it was cool. And this is Kata number 5. He only had a couple of those, so I grabbed them. But for $3, can't be beat. All right. Here's some other ones. I put this in a mystery box, and I decided I wanted it back. Incredible Hulk 200. I just think that is
that transition is cool. Where he's going from Banner to Hulk, and you
right. He's like fading into the Hulk, and he's got all these floating heads around him of all the different people. You know, there's, you know, Ross and Betty and all those people. So Abomination. This one might be a little rough after I looked at it more closely, but it might just need a good press. ROM #1, $3, can't be beat. You just can't beat it for $3. You can't walk away from ROM #1. Come on.
You can't have enough copies of that.
No. What's this? Carter took place in New York High School in Brooklyn. I did not know that. I did not know that.
Signed Epstein's mother.
Epstein's mother. Bye, Kyle. Bye, Kyle.
Take it easy, Kyle. Thanks for stopping in.
Yep. Yeah, I thought so too, Brad. Great deal on that ROM. I think, again, it needs a press. I can feel it. It almost feels a little waterlogged, but I don't care. I'm going to take it out, and if I need to, I might even send it out to get pressed, whatever. This was a filler. I have this already, but mine, when I was doing my Marvel Team Up Challenge, the one I got was just really bad shape, and this one's so much nicer. And I was like, I'm just going to get it. Why not?
Yeah, it's pretty crispy. That's nice.
Yeah. Let me look. So, now all of these are not $3, and some of them are keys, some of them are minor keys. And I will tell you this: I was with I was with Mark when I was purchasing these and Chip, and I'm just going to bow to Mark right now. He is the master of haggling. I mean, you know, I can usually get a couple bucks off. Mark would go like this and go, let's see. All of these books are worth $60. I'm going to give you, he'd come up and go, so dude, I'm thinking like $40. And the guy would go, okay. I mean, they would just, you know, he would just haggle with them. It was crazy. So when I bought, hold on, let me find it. Yeah. So when I bought these books, I bought some of them as a bundle. I did what, you know, the American Picker guy does. So I didn't pay the price that's on these stickers, but I always wanted one of these. This is the first appearance of, I think, Professor Hulk. And Mark told me that they're like 4 different covers, which I had never heard of. It's not a 9/8 by any means. It's got this, like, I don't know what it is, a crease down it. That's why I wasn't going to pay $15. I said, no way. This is like a $7 book with that crease. And he agreed. So that was fine. What's up? What's up, Biggie? That. We're just going through the hall, Biggie. You know, picked up a couple of books. Picked this one up. Didn't pay $10 for this either. But it has John Byrne's signature on it, and I don't have any books with John Byrne's signature on it. Well, I have a couple, but you know, I said, why not? It says it has a COA, but you know, you and I both know we can make these ourselves. That doesn't mean shit. Where's my other one? Now here's a key. First appearance of White Tiger. This is the one that I originally was looking for. I could not find this book at GalaxyCon at all. So I had to find it here. It had to be here. What's up, Tyler?
Tyler.
What are you saying here? The Immortal One. Nice. What did we post today? Right on. Um, yeah. So I found this one. I just love this cover. I saw one that was in a 9.0, but I didn't pull the trigger to get it because I don't know. I'd already bought this raw and I didn't feel like going with it. Just a Teen Titans filler.
Nice.
You know, I think it's 51.
Yep.
But it looked pretty dope, and it'll fill in the Teen Titans older stuff that I have. I bought this one. This one, I just think that's a beautiful Defenders cover. It's the annual #1. Yeah, give me a good deal on that. I think that was only like $10. And I know, I bet you easily that's got to be a $20 book. Here's I just like a lot of the stuff you're seeing, guys. It's just because I like the cover. I do have a decent run of Hulk, but I don't have any of this, early stuff. And this is 113, and I just thought that was cool. Like, there's no way Sandman's gonna whoop up on Hulk that long. Hulk's gonna kill him.
I love old school Sandman with that mask up on
I
his
know.
head.
I think he looked cooler that way. Yeah, absolutely.
Strapped down the center of his head for safety.
Right. Here was one that I bought at another booth, #10 to go with #9, just so I can read the story. And it's not minty, but again, I didn't pay that much for it. And somehow these were like, there's a couple of them they put them in Mylar, which I was like, that's insane. This is funny. I bought this Joker. And I looked at the guy and I said, I know it says 10, but I'm thinking 7. And he's like, I'm thinking 7 is okay. So I only paid $7 for that. And it's in Mylar. And I just thought, the Royal Flush Gang there, I just thought that was a cool cover. I like these Joker covers. If I could get, that might be something I start looking at getting as the whole run. This was in like a $5 bin. Why not? First, Firestorm. Come on, Firestorm #1. And I see, I don't know. I see a few spine ticks. It's definitely not minty, but I'd pay $5. Now,
that's a great character anyway. I mean, that's all.
I know. Come on.
Who cares about the spine ticks, man? Open that thing up and read it.
Yeah. No, but I'd have to get more of it, because if I read it and I really like it, which I would, I'm gonna be. So now this was a key. But I'd already blown a lot of money at this point, and I had to start really narrowing down the budget. This guy had 5 of this book, 5 of them. And I went with this one just because it was the least expensive. And, other than the fact that it has a print type error, I don't see a whole lot wrong with this. It's Nova #1. But as you can see, the Nova, it's like when they printed it, the red didn't stay on. So it looks cool, but
that's not how it's supposed to look.
That's not really how, it's supposed to be that red orange all the way across. But it passed and went through, I guess, as a book to sell. Now it does have a little chunk out of the top up here. But I managed to get $10 off because I didn't like that little chunk up there being gone in the corner. But I don't think I paid. The only book, I'll tell you what, this is the only book I paid full price for, and it's because of my own fault. Now, I was talking about the White Tiger book was one I was looking for. There was a Captain America book that I was looking for that I just wanted because it was a cool cover. And in my mind, it was like, it just reminds me of Cap having a really bad day. And I started at one end of the con, and I couldn't find it. Nobody had it. John was with me. We're looking. We looked on Saturday, and we didn't get all the way through. So we went back Sunday, and I finally found it. What's up, Big Lion Cat? What's up, Patrick? Yeah, we had a good time. I had a great time hanging out with him when we went out and had beers and talked it up. But here it is. I don't know why I wanted it. I just wanted it.
This is a great cover. That
Yeah.
imagery is just outstanding.
Cap's like, shit, I hope this holds up.
Right.
This guy's pummeling me. But that was, yeah, I wanted it. And when I found it, I kind of was like, held it up. I was like, yes. And then I turned around and the guy's like, so you want that, huh? And I was like, shit, I'm not going to be able to haggle with this guy after I sat there and went, oh, like that. So I just paid it. I mean, I think he wanted like $18 and I didn't care. I said, here it is. I know it's probably too much because it's probably not worth $18, but shit. I mean, there was nobody else in the con that had it.
I mean, we found one at the same time because the booth across from him, I found one. But it was in worse shape, and he wanted 30 for it.
Right. So
I probably didn't help your cause when I walked over. I was like, the dude over there has one for 30. So the guy was like, hey, 18's a steal, man.
Right. And I didn't have Mark with me. Mark would have been like, just calm down. Just act like you don't want it and walk away for a minute and then let me pick it up and get it for like $2. See, that's what I'm saying. Rookie move. Exactly. He knows what's up. But I did pick up some slabs. I'm not going to go to a con and not pick up slabs. And there was one place that had a short box with a bunch of slabs in it. On the front, it said $25 a slab. And I'm like, let's see if there's anything cool in here. So I got Fantastic Four. And you're not going to be able to see it because I still have the, it's in a 9.6. Fantastic Four.
That
Doom, man. It's like a foily Doom.
Yeah.
So this may be going in a giveaway. I looked them over. The slabs look fine. I don't see any like broken chunks off of them. I don't know why he was selling them so cheap. I really have no clue. But that wasn't the one that really got me. And Nick will be able to tell me. $25 in a 9.94. That's got to be more than $25, right? I mean, I'm not sure why he had that in there, but I took it. I was like, I asked him. I said, "Is this okay? This is in the 20?" He's like, "Yeah, $25." So maybe he had like 50 of them or something. He was just trying to get rid of them.
Yeah, but well, that's worth more than 25, and it's got potential to go pretty high.
Right, because she's going to do her show or whatever, So now these were not 25, but I wanted them. I don't give a shit. I wanted them. 9.4 Alpha Flight. I just want to be able to put that on the wall back there and rotate it, Yeah, I was thinking that same thing. It costs at least, it costs like at least $30 to grade these days. So he was definitely... I don't know what he was thinking. And then the last one I got. Nope, that's the one I already showed. The last one I got was ASM 301 and an 8.0. And I did not pay that price because it was his birthday book. I said, dude, you got to knock off some. It's your birthday book. And he's like, you're right. And so I got it for a little bit less, not a lot, not Mark's level of less, but less enough for me. And he was happy. I was happy to pay it. Hold on.
Mark likes to wear them down until they're paying him to take the book.
All right. I forgot to show the prints. I always get some prints. And I want to show you these are the ones that they gave away. This is a Walt Simonson print that they were giving away to people that got the 3-day pass. John said he didn't want it, so I got his and so forth. So, one is Orion, the other one's Thor. It says it's limited to 2,500. I don't know if I believe that, but they're still cool. Look at Mark. This is Mark says, my goal is to make them feel bad. They have a price tag the books to begin with.
Sure.
And that's true. I believe it because he was a baller. He was getting them done.
Mark's like, everything's cover price.
Right.
That's
Yeah,
what,
that's the way it should. It's
this
the
is
way
a
God intended it.
this is a 35-cent book.
Yeah, exactly. We went over, and I got Joe. I bought a Joe Stanton print, and he signed it for me.
Nice.
I thought that was, I like the way he drew Green Lantern.
Joe
You know,
Stanton. Joe Stanton was the gentleman and his wife were on the elevator when we were
I
leaving one
know.
morning, and
Yeah.
I didn't know who he was, and I was like, "Are y'all going over to the con? You been having a good time?" And he was like, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Then I went
We
by
look
and
like
saw him
dorks.
sitting at his table later. I was like, "Wow, I feel like an ass." And he was
Yeah,
like, "Oh,
right.
thought it was really nice you asked if we were having a good time."
I mean, he's
I was,
like, thanks for
yeah,
asking.
I was
John's
like,
like, eat
"That's
I got this Bagley print when I got the book signed for John, just because, like I said, I pick up prints. I try to pick up a few. I didn't pick up as many this time as I normally do. Da, 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 da. And this one was Mark was with me when we got this one. Firestorm and Martian Manhunter, Patrick
Pat Broderick."
Broderick, I think.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Pat
Patrick
Broderick.
Broderick. And that was just, man, I wish that had been in color, but it's still fire. I felt I didn't put any money in the jar like you did with that guy. What was his name? The guy that did these.
Kelly, Keeley or Kelly or something
Is
like
that what his
Lyle,
name was? Yeah.
or Lyle.
Anyway,
Maybe his name was Lyle.
no, it was
Last name.
James. Yeah, it was James Lau. And but I did buy some prints, and he sold me.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I got some prints from him.
Yeah, that's very cool.
And this was what I think he said, something like he felt like this is what Dracula should have been before they changed him. I don't know. Mark was there, and I didn't quite understand what he was saying.
Yeah, he's doing like a superhero Dracula as opposed to Count
Yeah,
Dracula.
and yeah, so yeah, Mark gave me a hard time because I told him I thought I should get both of them for like, I don't know, $10 or something. And he's like, dude really needs the money. You're not haggling with the right guy. And I was like, okay, I'm not as good at you as this. But oh, and damn, you know what I didn't show? Hold on. All right. Oh, let me see what he says here. That is a Dracula card that Universal filed legal. Oh, had to change Drac to be a superhero instead of a monster. Gotcha. I knew it was something. I just couldn't remember what he was saying. The last piece, and I almost forgot about it. There was a place there that had what I thought was glass, but it's acrylic. And I got this dope ass, and it's huge. And I got this dope ass Godzilla versus a mech. And I think I'm gonna end up taking down these posters over here and putting it on the back of the door somehow. I think that's where that's gonna go. If not, I'm gonna put it back behind here as soon as I get my wife to take down her big ass poster thing that she doesn't need. And I also got a cool one for Mr. Chip Gettler, but I have to ship it to him, and that's gonna take a minute. So, but his is awesome. But I'm gonna let him show it. The bigger thing about that was, again, Mark was with us, and he was like, because like they wanted like 80 a piece or something, and I said I'm thinking more like 120 for two, and I had like 100 out and a 20 out, and I'm like swinging the money at him and everything, and yeah, that's the Wu-Tang Voltron concert poster. Absolutely. I can't remember where I bought that, but I saw it and was like, I gotta have it. But so I'm sitting there, saying I'm thinking 120, and the guy was like, well, it's my second day, I can't make a decision like that. I was like, okay, see you later, bye. And we went around the other side, and I said, hey buddy, I'm thinking 120 for two is a good deal. And he's looking at me. And then, so Mark jumps in and is like, hey, we're streaming live right now. And all of a sudden the guy goes, he's doing like this. He's like, where? And he points to Chip, and Chip is streaming live. And he's not telling him what platform or anything. He just says, we're streaming live. So he tells the guy, he says, hey, tell us about your place. And he starts to talk about the booth. And Mark's like, not the booth, dude. Tell us about the company.
Right. So tell people where they can find you.
Right. Where we can, we can go and get these awesome acrylic prints. And so he holds up a card and he says, you can find us at blah, 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 wherever it was. And Mark goes, good. That'll be $120 promo, please. Yeah. He worked him good. And
was that the same dude where Mark looked over the table and was like, dude, I can see stacks of them. You got to thin your inventory, my man.
That's exactly what when he went down to get him, he leaned over and he's like, you got like 100 of those. You can thin your inventory. But he'd already gotten on the phone and talked to whoever. And he said, yeah, that's no problem. So we got a really good deal there. And we had fun doing it. I just love watching Mark work his mojo on those guys. Because it really does. They kind of like, oh, this guy's back and he's going to make me give him this book for nothing. But, yeah. And I did get a couple other comics, but I'm keeping them out because they're an A-OK for a good friend of mine. And I don't want him to know that they're coming in case he watches this on the rewind, because he very well may. But, yeah, that was the haul. Let me put you back into evenness there. Were there anything, let's talk real quick about, before we jump off, about the likes and dislikes, or what you thought could have been done better or whatever, as far as the con goes. Did you have any? Because I have a few.
The only really dislike or problem I had was, and this may have been beyond their control, is that it didn't seem like they had enough volunteers or workers. Like I said, they had, they had nobody out there, kind of like at Roy Thomas's line where he had all that.
Right.
There was nobody there. It was Roy's own people that came and said, he's leaving for a con.
Right.
There was nobody there or for a panel. There was nobody there, for that. Right. And, it took us forever to get in the first day because they just had two people checking people in.
No, they had three, but that's my biggest gripe.
Well, so there were only two when we walked up there.
My biggest gripe was you pay the money in advance, you're going all 3 days, so they make you get in line to get your lanyard and your special wrist bracelet that's going to differentiate between you and somebody who's just a one-day person. Right. But if you went over to the other side of the building, they had like 7 or 8 ticket booths up for people that were just going for 1 day. They had 3 people for us. Now, if they'd have put 6 in, that line would have gone through real quick, and they would have really only had to do it that one time. Nobody's going to go and buy a 3-day pass and show up on a Saturday. They're eating 1 day's worth of stuff. But,
and the fact that, part of the 3-day pass was that you got in a half hour earlier every day. And it said that right on the lanyard. But, all that did was you get over there a half hour earlier to stand in line early.
Right. Exactly.
We just stood in line.
And that didn't really come to happen either.
Right.
So.
And they had problems. Like I talked to a couple vendors and they're like,
hey,
I was here at 9:00 and they wouldn't let me in. And I had to wait till 10:00.
Right.
I stood around with all of my boxes of stuff for an hour for them to let me in.
And that was I looked on Instagram, and Comics for Cheap was splitting a booth with somebody else, or I don't know, helping them with the booth. And he was on Instagram going, we can't get in. We have to set up, and they're not letting us in. And people are supposed to be here in like 30 minutes.
Right.
And as soon as I saw that, I said, man, they're not going to let us in early. They're not letting them in early, and they're vendors, for crying out loud. But so that was a little, I don't know. I thought that was a little bleh. But I did like the setup and the design. Like when you walked in, boom, there were comics in the middle. What's up, Paul? Paul, you're late, buddy. We're almost done.
Better late than never, though. Always
better late than never. Right on. What's he saying?
Yeah, there were
Yeah,
vendors still
see,
setting up when you walked in because
right.
they weren't letting them in either.
Yeah,
It
so
was just there were some organizational issues like
a
that,
little
but it
bit,
was it was coming. This was coming back for them. This was kind of figuring it out. So I just don't think they had enough help.
right.
Whether they
And it
just
could have
couldn't
been.
get enough volunteers or couldn't get enough workers, or they just didn't expect to need as many. I don't know, but
But I
overall,
did
though,
like the setup, though. You know
yeah,
what
the
I'm
layout
saying?
was
Like the
nice.
comics are right in front. You had the artist towards the back perimeter, and the cosplay and all that other jazz was over there to the left.
Sure,
And
and the
there wasn't any cross. You didn't have people running at each other trying to get to a cosplay thing.
right, yeah,
I
the
liked the
numbering,
fact that it was separated like that.
the numbering of the aisles made sense. Um, and
Yes,
you could go
you could.
right to that number, that big
Right,
banner, and then you could start seeing that the tables right there were labeled with that same number.
right. Like whenever I text you, I'm like,
Excuse
look,
me.
I'm at 1400, and you're like, well, I'm over here at 700, so you got a ways to walk.
Yeah,
Yeah. So the whole thing, let's just listen to him. The whole thing was legendary, all the way down to our badass waitress at the diner.
we
Right? She didn't
even
play.
we
I
had
like the
some
one that was at
the
the
breakfast
breakfast.
the breakfast
We had
lady
her
and the
going.
diner lady were
Mark was
fantastic.
talking all kind of smack to
Yeah,
her.
I'd go back for Waitress Con just because they
Yeah,
were so
waitress
fun.
con. And we had that first day we were there for that Saturday morning, we're eating breakfast, and like you would be sitting there and you'd sip a little coffee, and the lady would come over. Let me fill that.
Yeah,
Do you need more creamer? And I looked over and I was like, I wonder if she's gonna take my plate before I can eat anything. But no, it was 100. I love the hotel. Uh, you know,
yeah,
the
the
parking
hotel
deck
was
was a little
fantastic.
bit of a maze, but once we figured out what was up,
Yeah, just a little part of the adventure, I guess.
yeah, that was just part of the adventure. But yeah, I'd definitely stay there again. And the convenience factor. I don't have to get in a car and go
Right,
anywhere. I don't
right.
have to Uber anywhere, and
Just walk across the street.
I'm willing to pay if it's a little more. I don't care. I paid for that convenience, so
Yep,
I'm all about that. But overall, great con. Love meeting
fantastic.
everybody.
Yep.
Um, I only reason why John and I are doing this tonight is because I'm not sure. I might be going up to PA on Thursday, and I don't know if I'm going to get back. But I just want to say a shout out that all you guys need to um, on Thursday night at 7:30. The rest of the folks that we were talking about are going to be doing a live. If I can, if I get back in time or whatever, I'm going to jump onto that as well because I want to see what they got.
Yep.
Brad's going to be on there, Big Lion Cat, Alan Rue. I got to meet Alan Rue, but only for a few minutes at the art auction, which we didn't even talk about. The art auction at the hotel was insane. I came
Yep.
down late and I missed the first two. And when talking to Mark, he was like, "Yeah, man, one piece went for like 4,000, another went for 5." I didn't even stay for Scotty Young's piece, which I think went for like 9. But yeah, it was insane. Brian Steelfree's piece went for I think $5,000. It was beautiful. I mean, it was just phenomenal. Pocan Joe won himself an awesome Doom piece.
Yep. Check out. I don't know, Joe, if you're going to be on the stream Thursday night. If you are, make sure you show that piece and people check it out because
Yeah,
it was.
that Doom
I
piece
think
was
he got that thing
incredible.
for a steal too, but he can tell you about that for sure.
Yeah, so but definitely check out on Thursday night on Alan Rue's channel. Everybody's going to jump on and show what they got. Like I said, the only reason why I'm doing this because I don't know if I'm going to be back. I mean, these fools at work are dropping this thing on me, so we'll just have to see. I'm hoping I'll be back before they do it. But anyway, thanks guys for watching. We're gonna hop off. I didn't want to make this too long, but yeah, I appreciate you dropping off and
Yep.
coming on and letting us show you what we got.
Yep. All you
Um,
guys swinging by, appreciate it.
yeah, I don't really have anything coming up. I take that back. I will be filming some mail call that came in while one piece came in right as we were leaving, and then another piece just came the other day. I got my Nick's Kicks and Comics mystery box, so I will be filming that. I also have a Whatnot, a few pieces I got off of Alan May's Whatnot. So
you got content out the wazoo, my guy.
yeah, so I will be filming that and putting that up. But you know, I can't thank you guys enough for, you know, letting us be a part of this community. It's so much fun hanging out with you guys. Mark is a trip. His dad is amazing. The wealth of knowledge that man has is ridiculous. I love hanging out with Brad on the first day. Brad was doing the sort of Pocan Joe. He had made these cards. He got these cards made up. I don't remember where he said he got them from, but it had the barcode, and he would just lay them down everywhere. He's like, "Here, take a couple of these, throw them on the table." So every once in a while on Sunday, we'd walk by a table, and there'd be some laying there.
Got a network.
Yeah, so hopefully somebody'd pick it up and they'd, you know, put their phone on it and take it to his YouTube site. That's the way to do it. So good on Brad. But anyways, like I said, thanks for stopping by, guys. We're going to hop it off now. I hope y'all guys have a great week. And we'll talk to you later. And as always, keep digging.
Peace.
Peace.